The Shemayams and the Earths were finished in all their vast magnificence in the Sabbath movement of Yah, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation. Finished his work of creating, and he rested in this Sabbath Yaom from all his creating which he had done. Therefore, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, blessed the Sabbath Yaom and made it Kodishah, because he rested in it from all his work of creation. The meaning behind the creation of the powers which are creating the Shemayams and of the powers which created the earths gives their purpose in being created in the times that Yahuwah Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, created the beloved earths and continues creating the beloved Shemayams. Now back when no green of the field was yet on earths, not even grass of the field had sprung up, for Yahuwah, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, had not yet released his life blessing on the earths. Therefore neither was there an Adam to work the land. Yahuwah had sent a mist which went up from the earths and thus watered the whole surface of the ground. Yahuwah, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, formed Adam from the dust of the ground, and now he breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and he became Adam, a living soul. Yahuwah, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, planted a garden in the east in Adan. And there he put Adam, whom he had formed out of the ground. Yahuwah, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, made every tree to grow that is pleasant to the sight and good for food. He also placed the tree of life in the middle of the garden, and the tree of the experience of good and evil. A river went out of Adan to water the garden, and from there it was parted and became 4 heads. The name of the first is Pishun. This one flows throughout the whole land of Ahu Ya Eloah. It is like gold, pure black, like onyx. The name of the second river is Gihon, the same river that flows through the whole land of Cush. The name of the third river is Hiadakel. This is the one which flows through Assyria. The fourth river is the Euphrates. Yahuwah, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, took the man of Yah and put him into the garden of Eden to culture it and to steward it. Yahuwah, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, commanded the Abrayan, saying, of every tree of the garden you may freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of evil you shall not eat of it, for in the hour that you eat of it you will die. Yahuwah, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, called out, it is not good that the Abrayan children it's not good that the Abrayan man should be alone. I will make him a soulmate who will be a delight to him. Out of the natural order, Yahuwah, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, molded every animal of the field and every reptile of the sky, and brought them to the man of Yah to see what he would call them. Whatever the Abraham man called every living creature, that was its name. Adam gave names to all the livestock and to the reptiles of the sky and to every animal of the field. But for the Abraham, there was not found a soulmate for him. Yahuwah, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, caused the deep sleep to fall on the man of Yah, and as he slept he took his Echad out of his heart. He molded her together with Adam's flesh. He created her out of his Echad from Yahuwah, Almighty Elia, the eternal loving Yah, who is creating the great nation, and out of the man of Yah, Isha, and brought her to the man of Yah. Adam said, Hua! She is the missing part of me. Truly, she is bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She completes me. She will be called Isha, because she was taken out of Yaish. Therefore, Adam will leave his father and his mother and will join with his Isha, and they will be Echad in flesh. They were both transparent, Adam and his Isha, and they were in neither fear nor confusion.